Hello and welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Aileen Senpai, and today we're going to be going back into some more Gordon Lightfoot. I listened to the wreck of Edmund Fitzgerald a couple weeks back, and I had so many people telling me I need to follow through with Sundown next. I was fully captivated with the way that he has this gift of telling this story, this very beautifully sad, tragic story, and he kind of takes you along on this journey, and just little details, the cadence, vocally, instrumentally, everything just comes together and it just, invokes so much emotion in so many different spots. And I think that is such an incredible gift that he had. And I got to listen to more. So we are here today with some more of this. Thank you for the comments and the recommendations. If there is any other you'd like me to check out, as always, let me know in the comments below. But with that being said, let's get started with today's video.
I can see her lying back in her satin dress in a room where you do what you don't confess. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stairs. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stairs.
Okay, I know we just started, but I was kind of like with the very uplifting kind of has this like youthful energy, very high spirits. I don't know how else to explain it. But I think you can feel that guitar just feels very optimistic. And then those lyrics comes in, and it sounds like we're talking about a partner, and like the place where we do the things we don't confess, and we're all adults here. You know what he's talking about. But now I'm thinking, is he talking about maybe the possibility of someone being unfaithful to him? Because it seems like this, you don't usually say, I'm gonna be upset, or I'm gonna be upset if I see you creeping around my back stair, something like that. So this has probably happened before, or there we're getting hints of, I think we're getting some infidelity here. Anyways.
Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stairs. She's been looking like a queen in a sailor's dream, and she don't always say what she really means. Sometimes I think it's a shame when I get feeling better when I'm feeling no pain. Sometimes I think it's a shame when I get feeling better when I'm feeling no pain. I can picture every move that a man could make. Getting lost in her loving is your first mistake. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stairs. Sometimes I think it's a sin when I feel like I'm winning when I'm losing again.
I want to touch on that line there. Sometimes I feel it's a sin when I feel like I'm winning when I'm losing again. So I wonder if that kind of means like we've unfortunately a lot of us can relate. We've all been there. I've been there where you're in a relationship and you feel like, things aren't the best. It's very toxic. It's kind of eating you alive. The constant thoughts in your head of, are they going to be unfaithful to me? Are they going to say something hurtful? He did mention sometimes she says things that she doesn't really mean. So it seems like this woman that he's with is kind of treating him a little badly, but then they have some really nice moments. And I feel like that's kind of like this veil that gets put on us. I've been there before where you're with somebody for way too long where you should have ended it a long, long time ago because you have these kind of like false hopes, these promises like, oh, it's gonna get better, or they apologize and you kind of think like, oh, okay, okay, you're gonna change. And then it ends up being the same thing where you have this pit in your stomach, you have this gut feeling like I don't know, man. It just something is not sitting right, and I feel like he's saying that. Like I feel like I'm winning even when I'm losing. Something like that that he was saying. I kind of relate to that a lot, where you feel like in those little moments where things are you kind of getting a little glimmer of hope. You're like, oh, you know what? It's coming up. And then it happens again, and you find yourself feeling like, oh, I'm such an idiot. Why am I still in this situation? So, yeah, a lot of depth here. And then I'm noticing he does this kind of like almost like a little yodel in his voice, and it's just so satisfying. I love his voice. I love the guitar so much. It's like a match made in heaven. Storytelling at its finest. I'm gonna go back a little because I talk a lot. I'm sorry, but Gordon Lightfoot makes me feel a lot of things. So here we are. Anyways.
Times I think it's a sin when I feel like I'm winning, when I'm losing again.
Hmm. Mm.
I can see her looking fast in her faded jeans. She's a hard-loving woman, got me feeling mean. Sometimes I think it's a shame when I get feeling better, when I'm feeling no pain. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stairs. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stairs. Sometimes I think it's a sin when I feel like I'm winning, when I'm losing again.
Oof. That guitar. Oh, we're fading out. The interesting thing about this is it really felt like we had two singers. We had Gordon and we had that guitar. Um Sorry, I was going into the next song here. We had Gordon and then we had that guitar almost doing like it kind of felt like it was doing like a backup vocal. And it was adding so much more complexity. It was adding so much more emotion in moments where it really feels like we're in the pits of despair, especially when he's singing that line. I was trying to decipher what that meant. Think it's a shame when I'm feeling better, when I'm feeling opaque, something along those lines. I do got to pull up the lyrics and obviously read them through, scan them over again because they were just so well structured. But what I kind of took from that is obviously opaque. You're see through, you feel see through, and you kind of feel like you're not being seen in this relationship with this, woman that is making him feel like she's making me mean the way that she treats me. Now, I'm not a mean person, but I'm becoming a mean person because she's pulling all of this out of me. It almost feels like this tumultuous, toxic relationship where we're in this cycle of nothing is getting better. There's no end in sight. But when it's not so awful, it almost feels like it's good, if that makes any sense to them, because that's all they know. It really feels like, oh, this is not that bad, I guess. And I guess that's what he means by saying that, like, it's a shame that I'm feeling this when I'm feeling this, those little glimmers of hope. If anyone on the outside saw that, they'd be like, get the hell out of this relationship. What are you doing to yourself? But to you, the person in it, you can't really see it with, like 2020 vision. You can't really go back and see yourself what you're going through because you're kind of like in this cycle, and it messes with your head. It's this whole psychological warfare that you play with yourself. I don't know, maybe it's like a coping mechanism. I'm not entirely sure. We kind of cope when we're in these stressful moments, when we're kind of like feeling alone, unseen, and you're in this toxic pit of a depression or anxiety, or in a relationship. You kind of can't really see clearly. So by coping, you're like, oh, I guess it's not that bad, even though it's totally awful. I don't know, man. I'm feeling a lot. I'm over here knocking things over. I'm just feeling so many things. The song it was just so beautifully structured. It was so well written. I love the little bits of his yodel. I felt the guitar wailing, singing along with him. I really felt like it just had such a nice, I guess, like groove. I don't know how else to explain it. It wasn't overly chaotic. It really kind of was a nice foundation for him to just go out there, sing, and really just give a piece of his heart to the audience. And I fully appreciate the transparency and the vulnerability. That raw, powerful energy that he has with his voice is just everything. And I fully enjoyed this. I'm a babbling idiot mess here, but I feel like that's a beautiful thing. I do. I know I get a lot of people say that I talk too much, but I feel like when you listen to something that kind of moves you a little, it kind of makes you feel like a babbling idiot. Like, holy hell, I didn't even know I was feeling all of those feelings, coming into this video. So here we are. If you enjoyed my babbling mess, of course, as always, I do post on here daily. Would love to have you along. We listen to so many different types of music from all over the world. And if you think there's something that's missing, you want to recommend something, as always, let me know in the comments below. But I do also live stream on Twitch. I would really love to get to know you guys over there. I stream live every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Really love to get to know you guys over there on Twitch. But other than that, I will see you tomorrow on the next video. In the meantime, take care of yourself and each other. Remember, I love you so much, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.